Good afternoon, everyone. It's Arwin from Team Junyo. I want to start off with saying Happy 4th of July. Hope you guys are enjoying the day and staying safe out there. I want to cover today the differences between owning a single family home versus a condo. It's been talked about so often with me and how it is compared to one or the other. And for the most part, the differences, the biggest thing I could talk about with that is basically the differences in how the HOAs would apply. Um, Houses, regular homes, single family homes, they also have HOAs. Some of them do. Most likely, newer developments, they tend to have HOAs. That's something you really have to look into with your agent. Sometimes it is overlooked, and that is not a good thing because if it's overlooked and then next thing you know what you're surprised with a monthly cost of whether that's $80 or $50 or whatever it may be, it's definitely something that you really want to understand. And with condos, they also have HOAs. I have not yet seen a single condo with no HOA. Usually condos, or from my experience, all condos have HOA. Not all of them do the same thing. Not all of the condos have the same prices or costs when it comes to HOAs. You really have to understand what kind of maintenance they would do when you have HOAs for certain properties, whether that's a condo or first like a single family home. I live in a newer development and we have HOAs here as well. They don't really do anything like taking care of the grass or anything like that, like most condos would. But there are standards in each property that do have HOAs, whether that's always making sure everything's nice and clean in your neighborhood or your area, and they will definitely emphasize on having rules and whatnot. You just can't throw a party like 2 in the morning or anything crazy like that. But for the most part, they're not too strict. But also you have to be more of a responsible homeowner. If anything, that's what they just wanna kind of emphasize. Be responsible. And also respect your neighbors and all that good stuff. So, I don't mind living at a subdivision where there's HOAs because it is a nicer neighborhood. But also, it keeps everybody in the state of mind where we always have to make sure everything is all good in the neighborhood. You know what I mean? So that's something that also applies in houses. Not all of them, because you got older homes where there was no HOA to begin with and there's no HOA now. And they're still nice and clean. It's just they don't have those kind of rules to kind of emphasize on people, or not people, the properties. So it's not, I'm not saying it's not as clean, but it's also not as implemented. So for some people that's okay, some people it's not. It just really depends on how you look at it. And for condos, you know, you definitely pay more than you would in most cases versus a single family home with a HOA. And in condos, usually they do more, whether that's making sure your lawn is always maintained and all that stuff. Also with HOA, sometimes the electric, water, and sewage is all included in the HOA. I've seen that from my experience. So there's definitely a significant jump to the price difference versus HOA on single family home. So that's just one detail of how they would apply in certain kind of housing. But also once you start looking into it and you want to start making offers on a house or a condo, you know there are more things to it once you start making offers on each property. That's where you gotta kind of have understanding with your agent and make sure the lender is aware of that as well, because the HOA does and can make a difference on your approach to making an offer on the property with an HOA on it. So guys, just keep that in mind. I'm definitely here if you guys have any questions, or you know, if you guys need help with anything, trying to understand and kind of identify this a little bit more, because especially with first-time homeowners, it could get very complicated if you don't understand that part. That's where you got to get an agent to kind of educate you guys and walk you guys along the way. Always be comfortable with who you guys are working with, whether that's myself or another agent. Ask the questions, because sometimes people forget to bring them up, and there's just important things that you can't miss out on, because once that's all set in stone with the contract, agents, or we can't really do anything afterwards. So ask the questions now while you guys are in the process, and hopefully it's a smooth one for you guys. So yep, that's about it. That's all I got. Keep in mind, I'm here. Give me a call, shoot me a message, text. Let me know if you guys have any questions. I'd love to help out as much as I can. And that's that. All right. Well, happy 4th, everyone. Stay blessed and stay safe. All right.